Team Tenacity meeting, everybody. We're super excited tonight because we've got a guest speaker. I just want to quickly shout out the people that are already on the Success Club board this month. We've got Lisa squared, however you do that, Lisa times 2. Lisa and Lisa are on the board. And I'm on the board, and Char's on the board, and my newest coach, Amy, who's not on the call right now, she's on the board. And I don't think she even knows what Success Club is, so that's super exciting that she's already on there. So something to strive for and keep in mind, like, she doesn't even know she's on there. All right. It just helps to just talk about it and be open and just to share about the journey. So I promise it pays off. We have Maria on our call tonight, and I don't want to talk too much about her because I feel like she's going to share quite a bit of her story herself, and I don't really want to ruin it, but I am beyond excited. She is probably the most sweetest, genuine people that I know, and I don't even get to spend time with her or talk to her that much, especially when we go to events. I only get small little glimpses of her, but I can tell you that she is the real deal, and you have a lot to learn from her. So listen up, people. All right. You ready, Maria?
Yes, I am. So I'm Maria Aponte. I am a diamond coach. I've been with Beachbody for now almost 14 months. I feel like I count off like babies. You know how you tell them, like, you know, I'm 15 months. I feel like that. So this is my baby. But yeah, Jody's right. I'm going to tell you a little bit of my story, or kind of a lot of my story, hopefully very condensed. But in order to understand how I pushed through everything, I kind of need you to understand what happened before. So before anything else, I want to give you my why. My why is huge. I am a single mom of 3 kids, now 4, because I just took in my nephew, my 17-year-old nephew. So I have my 17-year-old nephew, my 12-year-old daughter, an 11-year-old son, and a 8-year-old daughter. So hands are full. I'm super, super busy all the time. I work in the travel industry, so I travel for a living. I would travel one week out of the month. So very, very busy all the time. Never a dull moment in my life. But my why is basically I want to create a stable life for my family, a future for my kids where I can provide them a home, where I don't have to depend on anyone to provide for us, and I can only depend on myself because I know that that's the one person that's not going to let me down. And then I want to end up retiring very soon from my career. I love what I do, but I love having my kids. I love being in my kids' life more than I do the whole traveling aspect. I do want to travel, but I want to travel with my kids versus leaving them away for a week and having to, you know, figure everything out while I'm away. Someone else is taking care of them. I don't like it. And then I want to retire my parents. Both of them. My dad may not want to, but eventually that's kind of my goal. So that's my why. So kind of to give you an idea as to why I continue to push through, even through my chaos, because that's what I call it. It's my chaos. When I was 16 years old, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm in, like, my parents are very, very strict Hispanic, overprotective parents. And I was babysitting, actually. I was actually allowed to babysit. I was so excited. And the uncle of the little girl came to the house and put something in my drink, and I was raped at 16. I know very touchy subject sometimes, but I'm okay talking about it now because I've been able to let it go. But it didn't happen only once. It happened twice when I went back to babysit. So this, I stayed quiet. I didn't say anything to anybody for about 3 years. It ate up at me. It like, that was something that was always on the back of my mind. The third time I went to babysit, I was starting to talk to and start a relationship with my now ex-husband, but at that time he was my boyfriend, and prevented a third time from happening. Well, fast forward, I was 16. Fast forward a few years later, at 18, when I finally was able to go to the doctor by myself without my mom there, I went to the gynecologist and did my my checkup, and I had cervical cancer. He had given me HPV, and it was a strand that gave me cancer. So at 18, I was having surgeries for cancer. It was like crazy to think, oh my gosh, I've just started my life and this is happening. At 19, after I went through, my regular checkups, but by 19, it had come back as precancerous. So I had another surgery, and the doctor sat me down and told me I wasn't going to be able to have kids. What? At 19, no kids. I was devastated. I have babies gravitate towards me. I gravitate towards babies. It's always been that way, and I was devastated. By that time, I was engaged, and so we decided to start trying to have kids, because they usually tell you to wait, or to try for 6 months, and if it doesn't happen, then we would go from there. Well, my parents finally found out, as expected. They didn't know how to react, so it was a very difficult situation. I left my house, got married, so everything very quick, and started trying to have kids, and it didn't happen. So at 19, I was on fertility medicine, recently married, and trying to start a family, even though I know that I wasn't ready, but it happened that way, and everything, I think, happens for a reason. I was 21 by the time I had Isabel, my oldest, and I was ecstatic, super excited. Oh my God, the world's it was like heaven opened up, because I was going to be a mom. And I had Isabel, didn't think I could get pregnant again, and there I go again. She was 9 months old, and I got pregnant with my son. And so they're only 18 months apart. So it was very difficult being super big pregnant, and she wasn't even walking yet. And then I had Annabelle's. So I was about to be 25, so still 24, and had 3 kids under the age of 5. Not easy. But anyways, I loved it. I loved being a mom. It was great. I was I got my job. So I had a career and everything. We had just bought a house. Everything was great. 2 years later, my marriage was not doing so well. He worked 2 jobs. I traveled for work. He hated my job. It was just so much tension. And I was not, health-wise, I wasn't doing good. And I went through a few tests, and I went and got sonograms, and the doctor came back and said that I had a really large cyst in my ovary, and that's why I was in so much pain. And that was in October. December 2nd, he left the house, so we separated officially December 2nd, 2010. And December 22nd, I was taken to an emergency surgery because they thought was a huge cyst. It was actually a tubal ovarian abscess, and I almost died on the table. And if I would have waited after Christmas, because he was going on vacation, that my doctor was going on vacation, if I would have waited, he told me that it would have exploded inside me, poisoned me, and I would have been dead. What? This was what I was told, coming right out of anesthesia, and I was there by myself. My parents were working, my sister was working. My surgery was supposed to be an hour. It took 4.5 hours. Nobody could get in contact with me, and they didn't know anything of what was going on because I came by myself. My dad dropped me off in the morning and was going to come pick me up later. Well, I woke up to the doctor telling me that I almost lost my life. As a single mom of 3 kids at that time, only 20 days in of being a single mom, it was rough. So I got my first taste of Christmas Eve and Christmas morning without my kids because I couldn't take care of them. It ended up, it was like I had 3 natural kids, completely natural, and ended up having a C-section for my ovary and this abscess thing. So I had staples and I couldn't do anything, and I had a 2-year-old, so it was very difficult for me I couldn't hold her, I couldn't pick her up, I couldn't do anything. So he had them that 2 weeks after Christmas, and ended up having them for 6 weeks because I couldn't pick them up, I couldn't do anything. My brother, is a recovering addict, and he had this motto and he would post things on Facebook, and he would end it always with "love your life." Well, I adopted it. I think everybody thinks that I coined it, and I totally stole it from him. But I saw my life completely like before me. And in that moment, I noticed that every little thing, no matter how big or small, or you have to love your life no matter what, because it is so precious. You can lose it at any moment. And it's extremely humbling, if you will. So single mom, at this time, let's say fast forward 11 months later, and I meet my boyfriend. Well, let me repeat that. I re-meet my boyfriend. He was my high school sweetheart, and we re-met 10 years later. We've been together for 5 years now, but 3 of the last 3 years of that has been long distance. So it's been single mom still. No, not much help, and 3 very rambunctious kids. I have my oldest daughter, the one that I fought so hard for, has always had a lot of behavior issues, She's been diagnosed with ADHD, with anxiety, and now they're testing to see if she's bipolar. At 12 years old, it's really, really hard to hear that your daughter may be bipolar, but it explains a lot of the situations that I've been going through the last year. Kind of telling you all of this because this is why I push. I push because I want my babies to be okay. I want to provide a stable future for my kids. So last year, 2015, around April, I went for my well woman checkup, and cancer had come back. After 14 years, or something like 12 or 14 years, and world completely came crumbling down. I was already heavier than I had, but it was a lot of the stress that I was going through with my daughter, with her behavior issues, and I had just finished changing jobs because I was given an opportunity to work from home, and still traveling, but I work from home. So it was a little bit easier. It was what I needed at the time, but I was a lot heavier than what I ever was before. Given the circumstances now, cancer came into play, and I'm freaking out because as a single mom, what am I going to be doing? My first thought is, what if happens to me if I'm not here? What happens to my babies if I'm not here? June 2nd of 2015, I had surgery. After that, I was completely depressed. My busy life didn't let me know that I was depressed, but when I look back now, I was always tired. I wanted to sleep. I would rather sleep versus anything else at that time. All I wanted to do was eat, and I got to to me, it had been, I was not even pregnant had I gotten to that weight ever. So it was very difficult for me to see myself that way. And after summer camp, which was extremely expensive for 3 kids, and 2 of my kids wear glasses, so I had to, starting school, they got new glasses. That was expensive. Back to school, super expensive, all on me. And I was completely dead broke. I have a number of credit cards, and there was one credit card with an available balance of about $200. And I had done T25 a few years ago, and never, the coach that I had did one challenge group, and then she quit. So I just never continued with anything. And so I stopped Shakeology, T25, everything. And I saw this email. It said, Sean T has a new workout. I love Sean T. I did T25. He's my favorite. I adore him. And it was size. And I looked at the promo on the email, and I clicked the link, and it came up, and I saw it was dancing, and I love to dance, and I was like, oh my God, is this what I need to be doing? I grabbed that credit card and bought my challenge pack, and that was middle of August, so the kids had just started school. And once I got that challenge pack, I was so excited. I didn't have a coach, so I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna stick to this, like, I know I need to stick to it. I need to start posting on Facebook, at least somewhere that people are gonna see that I'm doing this program. Because if not, then I'm gonna quit, and I'm not gonna, because nobody's gonna know. So I decided to start posting sweaty selfies of myself doing exercise. And I started August 24th, and that was on a Monday. On that Saturday, there was a birthday party that I went to, and with the kids. And one of my friends, her husband, says, Maria, me and Nicole have been watching you. That's so awesome, and you're inspiring so many people. And I was like, I mean, it's so cool. People are actually like wanting to do what I'm doing. That's awesome. He's like, you need to become a Beachbody coach. And I'm like, what? Brian, I am in no condition. Look at me. Do you see these rolls? I don't think so. I'm not in any condition to become a Beachbody coach. And that was kind of how I started. The next day, I posted the video of my size workout, and I got a ton of comments and likes, and somebody wanted to buy it, and at the end of the night, it was like 11:30, 11:45 at night, and he was the last comment on that day, on that video, and he said, see, you inspire people. You need to become a coach. And it was past midnight, so it was, I think, August 31st by then, and I signed up, and I became a coach. I didn't have a coach. I didn't know who the heck was my coach. I was assigned to my amazing coach, but I didn't know who the heck it was. But I was like, I'm going to try this. And the next day she calls me, and I literally haven't stopped since. I've had my ups and downs. I went in October, that was August. In October, I went back to check up on my cancer, and I had cancer again. So the doctor recommended a full hysterectomy. And at the lovely age of 32, I had a full hysterectomy. I'm going through menopause, and it's not fun. I don't recommend it. So if you can keep those in there, keep them as long as possible. But I've been, I went through size. I went through 21 Day Fix. I've done hammer and chisel. I've done 21 Day Fix Extreme, Country Heat. In 6 months, I lost my 37 pounds that I wanted to lose. I lost about 37 inches. I've gone on the cruise for the Success Club trip, which was where I met Jody. And I went to Summit where I met Joelle. And it's absolutely been the most amazing year, chaotic year, because again, my daughter's being tested for being bipolar. The work is driving me nuts because I have so much work. I have my nephew now as well, which is another difficult situation because my 3 little ones are not used to having a 17-year-old in the house. I'm not used to having a 17-year-old in the house. I have gray hairs coming out. And it's been seriously one thing after the next this whole year. Me and my boyfriend at some point at the beginning of the year kind of broke it off because he wasn't going to be coming home, and now he is coming home, so we're back together. It's been chaotic, and through all of it, the one thing that has helped me has been personal development that I never thought I would fall in love with. I love to read, don't get me wrong, but I liked the adult novels. Other than that, I did not like anything but that to read because I like to be entertained. Personal development has completely changed my life. It's helped me get through all of this. This amazing community has helped me get through it all, but I do it all because my why is huge. My babies are my world, and I want a stable life for them. So that's kind of where I'm at. I've lost rank, and I was super depressed about it, and I've regained it in a week. I went from having 3 active coaches to being diamond again. So where there's a will, there's definitely a way. And honestly, even when you think that you can't do it anymore, that it's too much, you keep going. I've been going through a very difficult time in the last few months, again, with the whole thing with my daughter, with my nephew, this chaos that I'm living in, but Beachbody has definitely been that one thing that has helped me plug through, staying consistent with my workouts. I do live videos of me doing hammer and chisel, not because I like to see my yucky, sweaty face every morning. It's literally because I feel that that consistency, that people that see that, whether they come to you for help or not, it's helping them. It's showing them that you're consistent, that if I'm all about people trying to tell me excuses, because I can trump almost 99% of the excuses because I have a crazy life. I I don't take excuses when they come to me. You look for ways. Oh, totally understand when you're busy and I'm traveling once a month for a whole week, and I still stay consistent. I still go to hotel gyms. I still do my workouts. I still eat right. I still drink water. I still drink my Shakeology, even if it's in just regular water and shake. Like, they see that about me, and I think that has been a huge benefit in my journey, is to stick to it. So that's kind of me. If you have any questions.
Thanks, Maria. I love learning more about you.
My crazy life.
It is really crazy, but I love that you're always smiling. I've never seen you not smiling, and even when you have posts that are vulnerable and emotional, they still have a positive spin and still see the silver lining in them. And I think that's just kind of what I wanted to get across to the coaches, is that we all have struggles. Some of us have crazier ones than others, and we can choose to look at it two ways. We can choose to let it bring us down and stop us from ever reaching our dreams or our goals, or sticking to what our reasons why we're doing anything, or we can let them, strengthen us and push us and drive us towards having a better life, even through all of the struggles. And so I feel like you're a really good example of that. And so I really appreciate that about you, and thank you for sharing that. Does anybody have like a question specific to what Maria does when she has like moments like that where the world is kind of on her and crashing down, like, about her day to day? Or
I don't have a question, but I just kind of want to ditto what Jody said. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, and with the rest of our team, because we're going to post this recording. You're just fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, I think that everything happens for a reason. I think that Beachbody happened to me for a reason. I think that, every struggle that we go through, every single struggle that we go through, it's only there to make us stronger. There's nothing that we're not able to handle, because in my opinion, God doesn't give you anything you can't handle. Believe me, because I would be 6 feet under already. And it's such when it's so gratifying when you look back and you're like, damn, I did that. That was me. I can't believe that was me, and I'm here now. It's so you feel so proud of yourself, and you see, like, I am very proud of myself. Sometimes I look like this morning, I had moments that I was just like, am I just a really bad mom, or what's going on? But at the same time, when I, go give my kids kiss goodnight, and I still get hugs, and I still get I love you mommies. And even though this morning she was telling me I hate you, something's going on, like I'm doing something right. And if we don't have a manual as to life, and honestly, you have to just keep pushing through, because no matter what, life is precious. So love your life always. And that's what I always end my posts with. That's what I own. That's the team. My team name is Team Love Your Life Fitness, and that's my motto. So honestly, through everything, just if you need to cry, cry it out. I cry all the time, and I, sit right here in my bed, and I just cry, let it out, and move on. And it's definitely a huge I don't know, relief, and you're able to push through everything. So that's all.
So when you're feeling like you're struggling, do you have like a favorite PD that kind of helps with perspective?
When I'm struggling with myself or with the business?
Well, both. They go hand in hand, I think. Like
Okay.
feeling
So with myself, when I'm struggling with myself, I really liked You're a Badass. Just because she's very no nonsense type, and I feel like sometimes I need that, like, boom boom boom, smack me awake, and no, come on, you know that you're good, and and it kind of gets me back in that mindset of I got this. And for business, I really like the compound effect, and I always go back to it for some reason. I'm like a Darren Daily like junkie. So every morning I see Darren Hardy. So I don't know, maybe it's because I watch him every morning. Like I kind of gravitate towards him again. So let's see. I need more of a softer PD. I am a badass and sometimes need. Let's see. I need to be more sensitive.
Yeah,
Go-giver.
like Joelle was saying at the beginning, when she's like, this girl doesn't like exercise. Like, I wouldn't even know how to approach that, because I'd be like, if you want to lose weight, you need to work out. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So, like, I need things to be more sensitive towards other people.
With that, honestly, because I'm very no filter as well. Like, it kind of is what it is. But I don't have a PD for that, just because I feel like that anything that I know of, at least. But I would probably, Start was one that I that's actually on I already downloaded it, but I haven't read it yet.
It's super good.
Oh my gosh, so good. I finished that so quick. And you know what I really like about it? It's that it talks about the 5 stages, right? So it talks about learning, editing, mastering, harvesting, and guiding. And then independent of the age that you're in, whenever you're learning something new, he talks about how you revert back to your 20s, even if you're 50, 60, whatever, right? So Lisa, I think that might be a good one that you might like.
I've heard so many good things about it.
I totally cried in that book. I read the love language so that I could understand. That's a great book.
Yes. The 5 love languages?
I have it on, it's at my desk. Yeah, I read and reread the 5 love languages. Now I'm reading the 5 love languages of children, because I feel like I need to learn more about my kids.
That was so good.
Yeah, so that is a good one. It helps you kind of know how to deal with other people. Like, I'm totally different from my sister or my mom, or there's just, we have similar things, but we each receive love in a different way. So I think that it's a great book. Elephant in the Playroom. She says, I read Elephant in the Playroom. That's awesome because my son has OCD. So, ooh, thanks. I like that. I'm going to write that down, actually. And honestly, at this point, anything that helps me with her, I am down for.
Does anybody have any other questions that they want to go over while we're all together? Or are you guys done?
You know what? I just have a question for Maria. Yes. So I know you live a super, super hectic life, especially with the traveling and the kids. So I'm just wondering, how do you incorporate your power hour, or what kind of things do you find that work for you?
I wake up super early, but I'm not going to tell you that I do my power hour in the morning because it doesn't happen. My workout gets done in the morning. I do my workout early. I do like post everywhere early, and then I work in my lunch hour. I work from home, so my lunch hour is still at home, but I take that hour to do my power hour. I'll either split 30 minutes to, eat and get up off my desk, and 30 minutes power hour, but I do most of my stuff at night just because after the kids go to bed, this is like my me time. Like, it's quiet finally, and I'm not working, and so I do a lot of my power hour at night. I don't sleep a lot, which is not really good. I usually go to bed probably 12:30, and I wake up at 5 every morning. So I don't sleep a lot. When I travel, I find it easier because I don't have to wake up the kids, get them ready, and all of that. But I seem to always do my power hour at night. I don't know, maybe it's a comfort thing, but that's usually when I do it. Anybody else?
Awesome. Okay, well, I loved that. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you for asking.
Can I take a photo, you guys?
Yeah, do I need to put it in a grid view? Is it in gallery view? No, it's not.
Well, I was going to take it from my phone, or should I print screen it?
Oh, I guess you can change the gallery.
Yeah, mine's in gallery mode right now.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, are you guys ready?
Wait till there's light. Hold on.
Yeah, hold on. I look like a demon. My eyes are totally black. All right, here we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let me do it again. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Cute.
Hey,
Awesome.
make sure you post that so we can all use it.
Yes.
No.
I'll do it
Yeah.
too.
And send it to me.
I will. All right.
Okay. Well,
That's it.
that's it. Everybody go back to your families and do your power hours. Get stuff done.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
You're awesome. Thanks so much again.
My pleasure.
Nighty night.
Good night, guys.